Hello there, Aries. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius of 2021. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me here today, Aries. It's wonderful to have you at the channel, and I appreciate all of my new and returning subscribers. The Sagittarius full moon will be with us on May 26th, 2021 at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we have the full moon, which everybody knows, very famously bright, shining in the sky. But it really brings about the culmination of a lot of feelings and emotions in the areas that are the realm of Sagittarius. This particular full moon will also include a lunar eclipse, so it does have extra power to make a lot of those completions and conclusions very strong, very meaningful, and at the same time allowing us to release and let go of anything that we really no longer need in our life. So Aries, as always, these are general readings. They are not going to resonate with every single one of you out there, so please take what makes sense and leave the rest behind. This is mostly going to correspond with Aries Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs. If it doesn't resonate with you, you may want to check the personal placements of your own natal chart to get even more messages. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, would like any information on the card decks that I use in my sessions, or would like to leave a donation for the channel, all of those links and information will be down below in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards, Aries. This is going to be a past, present, future layout. This is going to give us some energies from full moon to full moon, as those moon signs, those full moons last about 28 to 30 days. Our last full moon having been that very powerful, very intense Scorpio moon cycle. So let's see what we've got here. Dear angels, guardians, guides, and ancestors, please show us what we've got for Aries for the Sagittarius full moon lunar eclipse of 2021. All right, Aries, so we're starting out with the past, the recent past. That would be from our past lunar full moon cycle. So this would be the communication is key card, new moon in Gemini. So I do feel like this last 28 to 30 days, this has been a lot of communication, a lot of thoughts going on. It's not just communication with other people either. It's communication with yourself, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you talk to yourself is very, very important. But overall, you may be having had a very, very strong and very active cycle of thinking and communicating going on. So let's clarify that with the Queen of the Moon lunar deck. Oh, so Aries, look at all this Gemini energy to me. Now this particular card isn't, aligned with a sign, but look at that self-reflection card. It just, to me, it's like here's the twins, here's the two sides of ourselves. Self-reflection may be very, very big. This last 30-day cycle or so, Aries, has been all about the conversation you have with yourself, the way you reflect, the way that maybe you look at your life, past, present, and future, things that you like, things that you don't, things that you want to balance, things that you want to change. But all of this has come up very strongly. I would also say that if you have strong Gemini in your chart, or you're working with someone who does, that could be even stronger. Even looking at the chart that we have, for the occultation of this full moon over here in Sagittarius, look at what it bounces up against. Look at that Sun, Venus, and Mercury all in the sign of Gemini. So I do feel, that you're going to be doing maybe even a little bit more of that, because it's like this is kind of coming from the past going towards the future. But I feel that with this completion of the Sagittarius full moon lunar eclipse, something very challenging is coming to an end, or coming to the end of a cycle, because we do have the full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Capricorn energy is a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of lessons learned, it's growing up, it's maturing, but it can be very rigorous, a very arduous journey up that mountain while you're trying to get there. So Aries, I feel like what's really coming through is that you've been doing a lot of self-reflection, a lot of inward turning. it's funny because Gemini energy is usually more extroverted. It talks, it thinks, it shares ideas and energy with everybody. But in this case, I almost feel like this has more been turned within. That conversation has been more inner dialogue and self-reflection work than anything else. And probably some shadow work as well for you, Aries, which has made it definitely challenging. But this is coming to a full circle. So let's get a clarifier on this. This is a powerful reading already here, Aries. And look at that. Yes, action and movement. Because Aries, you are the sign of action. You are a sign of direct affirmative action and getting things done. And so my feeling is that once this very challenging or difficult cycle comes to an end, or you feel that it's coming to an end, and even if it hasn't yet, you're really willing to take the action and do what you need to do to get it to come to a full conclusion. And I think afterwards you're like, okay, fine, I've been down long enough, I've been heavy long enough, I've been thinking things and working things out long enough. Now it's time to get out there and enjoy my life again, have some fun, go do some things, and that's going to help you quite a bit. It's going to help you to, you know, brush off some of that heavy energy that I feel with that central theme. But the good thing about this full moon is I do feel like brings this to a definite conclusion. Full moons are about conclusions. They're about letting things go. And the full moon lunar eclipse is even more about that. So going into the immediate future, the next 28 to 30 days, we have expect powerful change in new moon eclipse energy. The new moon comes about 2 weeks after the full moon, and it will be in the sign of Sagittarius. So, not the sign of Sag. It'll be the Gemini new moon. Yeah, Gemini new moon, because that's the opposite of the full moon, right? So that will be powerful for you because we are going through an eclipse cycle, and then we step into the new moon after that eclipse. I think there's going to be some really powerful transformations, powerful growth. Certain things you're going to really let go of in a big, big way, Aries, and other things you're going to embrace in a powerful way. But I do see this as being kind of coming to terms with your own inner workings, your own shadow self, a lot of things that, you know, you've wanted to work through for a long time getting finally done. So let's clarify this guy. Yes, and it has taken patience. So hang in there. You know, Capricorn energy is very patient. And this green corn moon card is very patient. It truly is. So this is definitely, you know, there's that hope. It's the journey to, you know, the end of the tunnel, right? It really is. I think some things are going to land very quickly. Other things are not, right? This is the August moon. The August full moon is that green corn moon. So, you know, by the time of August, by that kind of Leo Virgo season, you may really feel the things that you're working on coming very full circle and being let go of all the way. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be working at it right now. I think that, you know, energy of that Capricorn full moon along with that action card really shows that. I think a lot of difficult layers are being excavated and worked through. A lot of it's already been done, and you're just getting ready to step into this nice new energy. But yes, some of these big changes take a little time here, Aries. And I know Aries doesn't like to hear patience, but whew, it's a little bit of a balance because we have action and we have patience both, right? So it's a balance of both, Aries. Sometimes things are going to move really fast and sometimes they're going to go pretty slow. So let's get some clarification. I'm just going to deepen these messages, past, present, future, in the same columns with some tarot. So let's start with our Angel Wisdom Tarot. I'm going to be clarifying with the everyday. So let's see what we have, please, in the tarot for Aries around this Sagittarius full moon, please. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Whew. These are some really powerful cycles, and I think that, you know, what you've been experiencing over this last month's time, Aries, has been a lot of not only deep introspection, working through both sides of yourself, but it's also kind of a feeling of being emotionally overwhelmed. For some of you, you may have been feeling really depressed or really sad, or having a lot of choices to make, having a lot of options and not really being sure which is the best path to take. And I feel like that's something that a lot of y'all have been experiencing and feeling. It's a time when you've really needed to take time out to look at all your options. And that might not always be easy, because there may be two very distinct sides of yourself that you're trying to please. And you want to make choices that are going to satisfy kind of both sides of your personality, both sides of who you are. Can definitely see that. But I do think that there's going to be clearing, and I think that in a way, some of the best way to get the answers you seek is by talking it out with your friends or close trusted advisors. So if you haven't done that yet, that's something to work on. That's something to work on, Aries, because what did I just say about the balance between patience and action? Right in the center, we have the Justice card coming up on top of that very patient Capricorn moon, and then the action card. So it's definitely about balancing here, Aries. Because sometimes I feel like you get in that fast lane and you just want to go and go and go and go. And then it's really jarring when the brakes get put on, because like, oh, all of a sudden I got to stop. What? Yeah. And it can also be like that when you're really having to be patient and things are slow and they're slow and they're slow, and then suddenly, boom, they speed up. It's like, and you get flung to the front of the car, right? It can feel like that. So really, I think the challenge, or sort of the objective here is to create balance and flow between action and patience. This is Libra energy too on that Justice card. This is all about harmony, fairness, good decisions, wrong situations being righted, getting what you need. Yeah, and I think you're pretty tired. I do really get that sense from a lot of my Aries folks. On top of that, we do have that Nine of Wands. So, you've been fighting for something that you really care about, protecting what's yours, protecting what you feel you've worked hard for. So you're really ready. I mean, it's like you can keep fighting. That's definitely a warrior spirit there. That's definitely your spirit, but you don't want to fight forever, Aries, because, I feel like you're kind of tired from it. It's wearing you out. So on the future, the immediate future, on top of that lunar new moon, the patience with the green corn moon, we do have the renewal, same as the judgment in the traditional deck. And so with this, to me, brings up that element of, being patient for your rebirth. Be patient for your renewal. Great things don't always happen overnight. Many times they don't. They take building, they take work, they take effort consistently. The renewal card is like the higher vibration of the death card. It's the renewal and resurrection, the regeneration after the death and the transition. So for a lot of my Aries by proxy, I feel that you are very much going through maybe a death cycle in some ways. Something's dying. Something, to me, and it may be very much something about the way that you talk to yourself, because I get the feeling sometimes you don't talk to yourself the nicest. You don't affirm yourself as much as you should or could. And so this is really a process of letting some old habits and some old attitudes die off. It's embracing greater balance between action and patience. And there we go again. We've got some more balancing energy with the Strength card. Strength card is very strong Leo energy, and it shows the lion, which is the symbol of our physical manifestation here on Earth, being calmed and guided by the woman, the symbol of our spirit, right? So it's the combination of our spiritual side, our physical side. So these two coming together very strongly. It's a beautiful reading, but it's very powerful, Aries. It's very powerfully felt, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if you feel like you're really going through kind of this major turn of events, especially in your personal life. Other people may not be able to see it as strongly as you feel it, because I think it's something that's going on kind of very deep and below the surface. But I think you're going to rise above it. I think you're going to definitely have a rebirth here. And you're going to be letting go of a lot of old things that don't serve you, while also embracing new things that do. Give yourself some grace. Be patient. Take a good deep breath. If you feel like you're just, like I can't wait anymore, just do some meditation, do some breathing, do some mindfulness practice where you really stay very much in the moment, because Aries, you are a sign that stays in the moment. Acting when you can, acting when the time is right, and then hanging back when the time is right. Learning a sense of timing about when you take action and when you rest and when you have some downtime. very much slated for this full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. So let's get an affirmation card for you on this spread. Ooh, Heaven's Messages. And this is the Angel Power message cards. So your loved ones in heaven want you to know that they are safe, protected, and reunited with family and friends. I would also say that with this card, Aries, a lot of your messages from your ancestors may be coming through at this time. And that's another reason why you need a little rest, a little time out. Give yourself some time and some, you know, some peaceful quiet. And pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you may be receiving from your past and loved ones, because most likely they're trying to get your attention and help you along on your journey. So have a wonderful full moon, lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, Aries. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care and be well.